welcome to Talk This.
It's dangerous to podcast alone.
I'm one of your hosts, Madelyn.
I'm your other host, Emma.
And thanks for tuning in for this week's Side Quest episode, where we talk gaming news, gaming thoughts, gaming history, all things gaming.
And some stuff that is not gaming.
Right, also the off-topic corner that is not gaming. This week, I feel like we're actually have some plans to talk about things that are more current than usual.
We talk about current things.
I feel like the gaming news cycle lined up a little bit better with the side quest this week than last time.
That's fair enough. That's true.
Like, it's always unfortunate when it's, like, the Tuesday after a side quest, and you're like, wow, this is a interesting thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Too bad everyone will have had every take on it by the time we could talk about this on the show.
Yeah.
Like, too bad I can be like, oh, that funny tweet. Everyone be like, you just saw that tweet?
Yeah.
I was born with that tweet, molded by it.
That tweet raised me into who I am today.
Yeah. So, without any further ado, we'll jump into the first segment of this week's side quest, our save data. I'm excited for this because I finally have something to contribute after what feels like a year of having nothing to contribute. But Emma, why don't you go first? What's on your memory card this week?
A lot of the same. A lot of the same as it's been for a while. Played some more Baba's You. The puzzles are getting proceedingly more mind-bending, as I suppose is the difficulty curve is supposed to work. But you know. They've introduced has to the equation. So it used to just be is was the verb, but now things can have things. So like, if Baba has box, and then you kill Baba, then the box will appear, for instance.
Oh, an item drop.
Yeah. So you can get through, like, indestructible things if you have, like, box has box, and box is you. And then, like, you can just, like, motor through because the box will always spawn another box. So any, like, defeat obstacle you can get through. Which is pretty clever. It took me a very long time to figure out how to work that. I think the first puzzle that, like, introduced that mechanic, I think I took, like, half an hour to 40 minutes on. And then I put it down.
Nice.
And then I was like, I'm done for the day. I played a little bit more Nier, just for fun. Continues to be fun to replay it. And, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3, Critical Mode. Yeah, baby. Diving back into it.
Literally.
Just imagine that meme that's going around Twitter with the guy walking into something going, aw, crap, here we go again. Only it's a swear word.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. That's me going back into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Nice.
I've gotten through, I started playing it the moment it was available, but I, like, you know, didn't, like, marathon it. I've been playing it in, like, half-hour chunks. But I finally got through Olympus, so we're on the gummy ship on our way to Twilight Town. I've just reached Kingdom Hearts 3, to be more accurate. I finished my playthrough of 2.9. Yeah, and it's hard. It's sure hard. I wish I had been keeping a death count, but I haven't, and it's too late now. I don't know how many times I've died.
Have you found that you, too, are on the lookout for things to confirm or deny the conspiracy theory?
Yeah, kinda. I really did not notice the first time I played, like, Riku's haircut. Like, when the Heartless get him, he just gets, like, a stylish new haircut, and that's super sus, honestly. Now that I see it, I'm like, wow, why does that happen? I don't know. Who knows?
Clickbait Boyfriend had to take a moment to breathe when Goofy said, "May your heart be your guiding key."
I mean, that's totally... I had to do that the first time anyway, just because it sounds so stupid coming from Goofy.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, like, I went through Olympus, and a certain organization member is there, and I have literally no idea what he's talking about now. I don't think it's about anything I know of yet. You know?
Crazy how in critical mode, Pete is a level 1 boss.
What?
Weird that they added that in, that you fight Pete.
That's true. You're right.
Everyone
you fight
should definitely
Pete.
Play it so you can see where you fight Pete.
But it's fun. I've like learned how to do things now in Kingdom Hearts. Like, I feel like I'm being tactical. Ooh.
Wow.
Which is fun. And the attractions are much more satisfying in this, right? Because
Sure.
like you're like, oh my god, there's 50 million of these water things. Let me just get pirate ship.
Yeah.
And it's very satisfying.
I bet.
But that's my save data. Yeah, those are the three things I've been playing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of save data, when we fired up Kingdom Hearts 3 critical mode over here, it freaked me out when it was like, we have to reformat all your save data.
Yeah.
I was like, ah.
It's fine though.
But what does it mean? Have they hidden secrets in there that were not there before?
I don't think so. They like the patch was more than just adding critical mode. They like adjusted enemy behavior and stuff, I guess. So, yeah. Although there's apparently these like weird certificate things you can get, which people aren't sure what they do because they don't seem to change Sora's appearance like things you could get in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. But they're also just there.
Well, that's a mystery.
Yeah.
We don't like mysteries in this house.
No. No, we don't.
So that's like, I guess I'm working backwards in time with the things that I've played. So yeah, I haven't played critical mode yet, but I did have Clipgood Boyfriend test it out, probably for a mini blog coming this week.
How far did he get?
How far did he get? Let's see. Up to the point where Goofy's like, let's slide over the flames. So not
I
far.
see.
I was falling asleep, I think. Not because Kingdom Hearts is boring, just because I'm pretty much always falling asleep at any given time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was really proud to have beaten the Heartless in fewer tries than you.
Yeah.
Probably because of my coaching, TBH.
He went into it with warning, is how I feel.
Well, I mean, he definitely got obliterated the first, like, he went in to hit the back of the big boy.
Yeah.
And just, like, exploded.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much more warning than that you need.
That's fair.
He figured out he could take 3 hits,
Yeah. 3 hits? Who was hitting him 3? I guess he did, like, defensive build, didn't he?
Yeah, he did full tank build.
Yeah. 3 hits sounds luxurious to me.
Yeah. So, he was saying he was getting sucked back in. I don't know if how much he'll keep playing, but, because, as we're talking about later in the episode, we're going to Japan in 2 weeks, it feels a little silly for either of us to start any other major games, which is fine. I have enough that I need to, like, clean up and finish as it is, but, it feels silly for us to start anything big, because, like, inevitably, based on the amount of time that we're actually able to devote to any given game, since we're playing so many, like, we'll get just far enough to feel invested and then, like, leave for 2 weeks and come back and be confused.
Yeah.
So, maybe, that might be a push towards him playing more of that. But I'm also trying to get him to, like, finally finish Breath of the Wild and Ico and all the games that he's been playing forever that he's, like, 2 hours away from finishing.
Can you finish Breath of the Wild?
Well,
Truly?
you beat spoiler, you beat Ganon, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
Right? Like...
But even then, it's not, like, finished. You could, like, go back to it any time.
Well, I mean, he's got all but one of the shrines, so...
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah. Anyway, we also finish, although we need to go back and play A New Day. Confusing.
Sorry. Another Day was on the DS version. Like, so... I was familiar with it.
Okay, well, we had to go back and play... We finished The World Ends With You. I don't want to spoil it too much because when I was at this this conference that we went to last weekend?
Yeah.
That was just last weekend.
Yeah.
I went to a presentation where the guy proceeded to spoil The World Ends With You.
Oops.
I literally had to cover my ears.
What was he even talking about that he had to spoil, like, the JRPG-ness of it?
He was talking about, it was the religion and philosophy.
Ah.
So he was talking about...
Well then, I guess that does make sense. Never mind.
Yeah. But I did hear a spoiler that turned out to not be true.
Well, what was that?
I can't tell you that.
I don't think not spoilers count as spoilers.
He said that the composer is gone. That he's just like, he's gone. He's not coming back. Which did not turn out to be true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, my co-op partner predicted what was going to happen.
Clickbait boyfriend, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, who are you playing it with?
Yeah, Clickbait boyfriend predicted what was going to happen and was quite pleased about it. But yeah, it was fun. The final boss is stupid, though.
Yeah, I think the issue is, like, co-op makes... I mean, I don't know how much you struggled on things, but from what I feel like, co-op makes everything so easy that once you're, like, solo, it's suddenly, like, 10 times harder. Like, even just having, like, not the new Switch system with the partner is, like, makes things so much easier that as soon as they're taken away, it's, like, a jillion times harder because you haven't really gotten used to using Neku.
Yeah. That's fair. Another problem was, for me anyway, I've had throughout the game a really hard time moving.
It's a different button.
I know how to move.
It's way easier to move in this version than it is in the DS
I'm just
version.
saying, I've had a hard time with movement and being able to, like, move accurately and then also, like, proceed into an attack. My theory, it's because that our television is so small that you just have to do really fine-grained movements. And that's,
does he not just, like, when you attack an enemy, does he not just, like, snap to it?
Well, yes, but if I'm wanting to... In this fight, for example, and I don't feel like this is enough of a spoiler to be a spoiler, where there are, like, fireballs everywhere, and it would be beneficial to be able to, like, try to dodge the fireballs.
Yeah.
With some fine-grained movement, that, for me, it was somewhat difficult. So I sort of just gave up.
Yeah. See, I had, on the last fight, I had a dashy dash equipped, which is like a pin where you charge Neku into things.
Right.
And so that's like dodging while attacking. So that seemed to be the best use of that pin for the situation.
Well, I equipped 2 heal pins and a pin that gave my heal pins extra uses, so we made it. But, you know, it wasn't pretty.
It's okay. It's supposed to be hard. It's the final boss.
Yeah.
So, fair enough.
I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a nice little game. Clickbait boyfriend wants to understand what happened, unsurprisingly.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. It is... The reason I love it is not because it has, like, these colorful, like, lore story behind it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's just color. That, like, you know, the fact that they're dead is important, right? Like, to the character stories. And so they've invented something around that, and they've made cool characters to go with it. But, like, you know, the important part is Neku to me. But I can see why someone who would be, like, into the lore might find it a little bit frustrating at the same time.
There's just, I feel, my issue, because I feel like I get it mostly, but, like, there's one major character who they don't really explain who he is. And I would like some explanation.
Yeah, if you really want to know, Secret Reports.
Yeah, I know. I mean, okay, so then I played another day, thinking it was a new day.
No. Another day is Meme City.
Emma, who is like, believe it or not, this is relevant.
No,
like,
not another
it's
day.
Alex relevant. And I was like, oh, another day, like, exciting. Like, let's play this and finish it up.
God, I wish another day was relevant.
And then I played 2 hours of Tin Pin Slammer.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Not 2 hours, that's an exaggeration, but like, still.
Nobody should have to play that much Tin Pin Slammer.
The great thing is that a lot of, like, my best Tin Pin games were where I just mostly tried to stay still and let the opponent kill themselves. Which happens surprisingly often. I did
Yeah,
get
the
better.
AI is not great.
I did get better at Tin Pin Slammer.
The AI is not great, except for the few moments of, like, sheer genius it has when you think you're doing well.
Yeah. So that was great. Enjoyed that Beat thinks that curry is sort of necessary for a hangout spot.
It's true.
Highly, highly relevant to Persona.
Yeah. That's a good transition if you don't have anything else to add.
Oh, but I do.
Okay,
Sorry,
well,
save
go
that.
ahead.
Put it in a takeaway box. We'll come back to the curry. I've also this week been playing Assassin's Creed. Finally, which I started like ages ago. I think when we were doing the episode on Assassin's Creed, so people can actually go back and check when that was. And hadn't really played it since then. But since I need something kind of low stakes to play in the next couple weeks, I figure I'll try to finish it. This is not Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's the newest one, right? Like, I'm not talking... I don't play current games, folks. They don't start with the letter K and end with Kingdom Hearts. But this is the first one. So, it's going fine. Just assassinated a dude.
Good.
My guy's a little ambivalent about whether he should have assassinated him or not.
Ambivalent about it.
Yeah.
Not even conflicted about it. He's just like, maybe that wasn't so good.
I meant conflicted, but yeah, sure. My problem with Assassin's Creed is I need to get away from my completionist tendencies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to get every viewpoint and save every citizen, and it doesn't seem like there's any reward for that, so I just need to, like, play the dang game.
I mean, you know, if you get satisfaction from doing it in itself, that's a reward.
I guess. I don't really. I mean, I do, but I want more rewards than that. Can't they give me cool clothes or something?
Maybe.
That said, I do enjoy fighting people, even though I get nothing from it, so I die a lot, because I'm like, yeah, I'll take on this group of 20. Sure, that'll be fun. Anyway, we're heading to Jerusalem now. Hopefully by this time in 2 weeks, I'll be like, yeah, done with Assassin's Creed. Check. But we're trying to mull over what to start next.
Yeah. Well, you're making progress. You're doing good on your game backlog here.
Yeah, no, seriously. Checking things off the list. Finally.
Yeah. I should really, instead of playing critical mode, I should really be trying to, motor through God of War, but that's not going to happen.
Do it for our sake. CBB wants it bad.
Okay. I'm sure you could get your own pretty cheap copy somewhere.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be free.
That's fair.
You know?
That's fair.
And that would be royally dumb of us.
Hey. Okay. I'm being gestured to. I'm being dramatically gestured to.
Speaking of...
News from the Persona front this week. 2 bits of news, in fact. But we'll be focusing on the announcement and detailed trailer for Persona 5, The Royal.
Oh, are we not focusing on the other one?
We could talk about the other one, too,
yeah,
if we want. The other one, oh god, what is the other one called? Persona 5 Scramble? Yeah. Is it Scramble something, or is it just Scramble?
It could be Scramble something, but the S stands for Scramble.
Yeah. So those are the 2 teased projects that Atlas has been doing, which is R and S, respectively. Persona 5 Scramble is on the Switch, but is not a Switch port of Persona 5. Sorry, folks.
What a frickin'... Oh, I'm sorry. It's Persona 5 Scramble, The Phantom Strikers.
Oh, okay. Fine. Sure. Add that on there. And yeah. I mean, at this moment, we'll see how I feel in 2020, but I'm actually more tempted by the Scramble than I am by Royal. Because, Fire Emblem Warriors is pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that was my thought exactly. I was like, Fire Emblem Warriors, I enjoy killing, half an hour playing Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah.
So,
I would totally enjoy just, massacring shadows with the Phantom Thieves, you know?
I hope I can turn Morgana into a bus.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Why, Atlas? Why did you turn Morgana into a real boy? Why'd you do this, Atlas? Okay, in case you haven't seen, it's not in the trailer, but in the screenshots on the Persona 5 Royal website, there's a human version of Morgana, who is adult-sized, not a small child, like he probably should be. And I want you to go look at his face and imagine Morgana's voice coming out of it, okay? Okay. There's all these memes going around that's like, he's just an incel.
Oh no.
Like, he's a soft feminist boy. But in a bad way.
Those are two very different things.
It's like sarcastically.
Yeah.
Or like a self-proclaimed feminist boy. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no. Okay. They do this in Persona 4 too. They turn their cute animal mascot, I don't actually like Teddy that much, sorry to everybody out there, into a real boy. But at least the real boy is pretty small real boy, because that feels more right than, like, large adult real boy. And I hope it's just, like, some nightmare that the protagonist is having.
Right, it doesn't really, I mean, it feels like they'd have to really change the story to accommodate that.
Yeah. And I don't want them to change the story into, like, more Morgana hitting on Anne, except he's now a human. I don't want that. I don't want you to be that. I don't want that to be how you change the story, Atlas. Okay?
Yeah. Can we do a mod where instead of being a human, Morgana is the cat bus all the time?
That would be lovely, if somebody could do that.
I feel like that would be a stronger choice.
So, to get to the weather, I guess it'd be like whether or not...
Yeah, this is the weather report, by the way.
We're considering either of these games, which we've sort of answered. But more specifically, we talked about Scramble, but the Royal, in case you haven't seen, is basically the updated version of Persona 5, in the vein of Persona 3 FES and Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. It's their, like, updated version, because God knows Persona 5 needed to be longer.
Definitely needed more content.
And have more content.
Did not take me over a year to finish.
It adds what seems to be a new party member and a new confidant, 2 different new characters. It adds a new location, which is Kichijoji, where you can have, like, group hangouts. A lot of the sprites seem to be redone for some reason, or they have new ones. I guess just because there's UI improvements. You get to see the winter part of the year. I presume after your protagonist gets out of jail, unless they're changing that. But there's some winter time. Yeah. And the, new stuff surrounding those new characters and everything.
Question. Does this mean that pancakes will no longer be a thing?
I mean, they need to be, though.
But they can't be if Morgana is a real boy.
Oh. Well, maybe that happens after, though. Like Morgana doesn't just show up as a real boy. He's still a cat in parts of the trailer.
Just saying.
So, pancakes must happen before real boyness.
I hope that they've fixed that. I hope that he gets to not just to have a satisfying resolution to his storyline.
Yeah. I see a lot of people, like, that either really like Akechi or really don't like Akechi, but for me, like, when I played it, like, I just had no feelings about him because I wasn't, like, the game couldn't decide what they wanted me to feel about him, I feel like. They were like, okay, we don't want to redeem him because he's pretty bad, but we don't want to, like, just condemn him and have you murder him either, so we'll have this sort of wishy-washy, he dies off camera type thing, doing something good, the end. Yeah. I just wasn't sure, like, what my takeaway from that was supposed to be, so yeah, I hope, too, that they think about that a little bit more, like, coming down on one side or the other, I feel like will make a stronger choice, narratively.
Yeah.
And for his character. Yeah.
I mean, their strong choice this time was he likes breakfast foods.
Yes. Their strong choice this time was, how can we make this boy into a meme as quickly as possible? And you know what? They succeeded. They succeeded in that goal.
Yeah.
I'm still holding out hope that this new female character is actually a female protagonist, and it's just that both her and Champ McDude exist concurrently, and you can, like, pick either one. Because she transfers to the school at the same time as your character. And her Phantom Thief costume is very much like Champ McDude's. And I want it. And I want a female protagonist. And, yeah. That's the most important part.
What would I name her, though?
What would you name her? That's true. If you had a female protagonist in Persona 5, what would you name her?
Chick McLady.
Chick McLady? No. Chick isn't as good as Champ.
Yeah, like, I know
Chick,
it's not.
Chick
You're
is
right.
more denigrating than Champ. It wouldn't make you feel good if everyone was like, hey, Chick.
Yeah,
you know?
What's like a simultaneously patronizing, but also like maybe a little bit positive nickname for a woman? Like Champ, is like, it's a little patronizing, but also...
Yeah. I was like, I was about to say Old Sport, but that's also
I was thinking that. I was like, Sport McLady. But that's
Sport McLady.
Absolutely not. Like, Babe McLady.
No, not Babe either. I don't want everybody calling you Babe.
That's why Champ is funny, though. Because everybody calls you Champ. So everybody calling you Babe would not be quite as good. But
if you do
right.
Babe, you have to go full harem route.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you have to even, like, they probably wouldn't let you date the girls if you could be a girl, but you'd have to figure out a hack to do it so that you're full.
Yeah.
Full harem.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep brainstorming the name. I don't think I would buy Persona 5R for me, just given that, again, I can't emphasize this enough, it took me over a year to finish Persona 5. But I would buy it for a potential clickbait boyfriend if I can make him play as a girl.
Yeah. For me, it's like, if it's not a female protagonist / I can't date the boys, like, I don't want it, Mm-hmm. I'll just look up the other content somewhere else.
Yeah. But 5S is a definite buy for me.
Yeah.
Which is just like, I shouldn't support it, right? Like, I just feel like I shouldn't support it, but, like, it's a definite buy.
Why? It's such a great crossover, honestly. I'm all for it.
I know, but Dynasty Warriors is so dumb.
But it's good. It's a good dumb. Good dumb.
You're right.
Speaking of good dumb, the MCU, here in our off-topic corner, we're having a themed day, in which we've got all of our lovely Marvel swaggy swag. Sit on the Captain America beanbags, pull up your Iron Man blanket, and buckle in with your
Hulk
Black
onesie.
Widow seatbelts. Because it's off-topic corner, and we're talking non-spoilery about Endgame. So I saw Endgame on Friday. And I have, there were a lot of things I really liked. A lot of things that I'm not sure if I didn't like because I didn't like them or because they were bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if they were bad or if I just personally didn't like it because of reasons, right?
Yeah.
And stuff I really didn't like. But overall, I felt like it was mostly a satisfying conclusion to everybody's stories, to this phase of the MCU. And I think they've set up some fun future things they can do, too, at the same time, in that sort of closing in a natural way. Yeah. So that's my impressions of it. It's so weird. Like, you see it, like, there's lots of people who are burnt out on the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not me. Like, I don't know. It's like that same, not quite the same as Kingdom Hearts, but it's the same sort of like, yeah, this is the dumb, stupid content that I've sold my soul to, right? Not quite as extreme as that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I certainly didn't get as emotional as I did when I was watching Infinity War. But I think they did a really good job making Infinity War feel like it mattered. And I'm sure there'll still be people online that, you know, like, whatever, it's not a spoiler at this point. Some people, you know, there's movies in the works. Let's just say that. And there'll be some people online who's like, oh, nothing mattered in Infinity War. And it's like, sometimes it's not, like, the end result that matters, but, like, the things that happened because that thing happened, you know? So it deals a lot with, like, the trauma of that, which I appreciated, instead of just, like, jumping right back into the action. Some of the ways they chose to express that trauma were not great. That was the part that I really didn't like. But most of it was really great. And that's my impression of it.
Great.
And I still cried. So there you go.
Here are Madeline spoilers for the movie she has not seen. It's crazy when Ant-Man realized...
No!
That's not what I was gonna say!
I'm just gonna say that doesn't happen, okay?
I wasn't even gonna go there.
Just put it out there. Doesn't happen.
It's crazy that Ant-Man also realized he has the ability to turn into your parents' sister.
My parents?
Anyone in the audience parents' sister.
Yeah, it's a real technical marvel, actually. I don't know how they did it. Everybody saw somebody different. Like, just for that. Like, a feat of, you know, feat of technology.
The whole budget went there. You're not even laughing at my joke.
There's no CG, which makes Hulk super awkward.
Well,
because they spent it all on this one trick.
What late night were we watching where they did the one question?
I don't remember. Jimmy Fallon, maybe?
Was it Jimmy Fallon? I sort of thought it was Seth Meyers.
Maybe it was Seth Meyers. I don't know.
Where he gains 1,200 pounds of muscle for the role.
That's true. Yeah. You're right. He doesn't need CG. It's just they couldn't color him green, so they like did it with marker.
Yeah. That was wild. Also crazy. When the X-Men showed up, but they were all in high school, just as like high schoolers. Like, they weren't a part of it. They were just, like, they just had a whole scene where the X-Men were, like, in class.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but I respect the artistic choice.
What else? Also weird when Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 was, like, super relevant.
Oh, yeah. Very true.
I guess that was, like, about Apocalypse. Man, did Apocalypse, does that even matter? Is that so far in the past now?
Apocalypse is the X-Men before Disney owned Fox.
Oh, you're right. Apocalypse was in the X-Men, wasn't he?
Yeah, we haven't seen any results from that merger
Rise of Apocalypse is X-Men 2. I don't remember who they fight in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Never mind. But crazy how those games were super relevant to the plot. Like, weird that they folded those in.
Yeah.
Also, wild that the entire climax was Lego stop motion. Like, I get it. True. It's gonna sell games. But, like,
yeah.
Crazy that they made that choice. Anyway, those have been Madeline spoilers. Imagine if any of those were right.
Be amazing.
Imagine the hate mail that I would get.
I think you made them outlandish enough.
Oh, you think?
To fool the listener.
Imagine how there, in addition to Thanos, there's Yes.
No.
You're right. Thanos. No. This has been the Off-Topic Corner. Beep beep. This is the traffic report.
Welcome.
The vroom was a little much.
That was a little bit.
There's not a ton to catch on the blog this week. We're still working on getting back to our normal rotations. So all we've gotten these past 2 weeks is a new clickbait boyfriend. But man, is it a good clickbait boyfriend. Emma asked me twice why I made these cursed images. So, you know you have to catch it. Come on, there's some good stuff.
There's some pretty good stuff. There's also some cursed stuff.
You gotta check it out. Featuring a Keystagram drawing that I was embarrassed to do on the train while someone was sitting next to me.
Yeah, it is embarrassing.
I mean, it is embarrassing. I won't deny that it was embarrassing. Also featuring a wholesome meme that Clickbait Boyfriend told me is the best meme I've ever made. So, you definitely want to catch it. We already shouted out that Play This was more than 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I think so at this point.
Regardless, if you haven't seen it already, you should go to our YouTube and check out Emma's latest Play This installment. It's a lot of fun on Nier Automata. Stick around for that end credit horror.
Yeah, I shouldn't be harassing you for making cursed things when I also peddle
I know.
in the cursed things.
I know. All cursed. Curses all around. Speaking of things that are cursed, hey, it's social media time. You should check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Talk This Podcast, and on YouTube, like I just said, at Talk This Sisters, so you'll be up to date on all the content. Really expect, again, an explosion in... I'm at least back on sort of Clickbait Boyfriend schedule. I think Split Screen will be coming back soon, too. The new Kingdom Hearts blog will be up soon. There's going to be a lot of stuff on the blog in the next 2 weeks, so if there's a time to follow us on social media so you don't miss a single word, it is now. But if you want to get it directly from the source, you can also check out our website, www.talkthispodcast.com, where you can read the aforementioned blog, also more about us and the show, and check out the games that are currently in the hat. We're always soliciting for additions to the hat. Let's see. If you like the show, or, if you're interested in the show, or you have feelings about the show that would lead you to want to listen to more of it, you can subscribe on the podcast platform of your choice. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, the Pandora Podcasts app, and more. Pretty much wherever podcasts can be found, you can find Talk This. It's dangerous to podcast alone. So subscribe, and if you're feeling extra nice, leave us a nice rating and a review while you're at it. We love that stuff. So, without any further ado, let's talk about the question of the fortnight.
Alan, do you want to ask it? Ask us
sure.
the question of the fortnight.
So, as we mentioned a little earlier on the podcast, and have been mentioning on the podcast for the past few months, Emma and I are going to Japan. We'll actually be in Japan when the next podcast drops. So that one's still going to launch on time with pretty much our games from the past 2 weeks, because we won't have left that much before that.
What?
What?
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
You're right.
Do you know
how time works?
Sorry, I was getting confused. I thought this was the 21st.
No,
No, it's the 28th.
We don't... Just to clarify, we are not recording this on the 21st. I know we make a lot of jokes about how we record this directly on Sunday, but we don't record that far in advance.
Yeah, no. Do it on the 28th. I was looking at the calendar and I went backwards and I didn't go down. That was the problem.
Anyway, we're going to Japan. And so my question of the fortnight is, look, we're looking forward to a lot of things about going to Japan, but what is the thing that is video game related that we're looking forward to the most?
I don't know, actually. It's the thing.
You asked this like it's a question that I made up on the spot.
I know. I was just trying to think of, the specific, video gamey related things that we're gonna do, besides I don't know, visiting Shibuya. That counts.
That's a fair thing to count.
I mean, I guess so, but you want to go to the Square Enix Cafe? That's number 2, right? What's the other video game stuff that we're doing?
Well, obviously, I'm most looking forward to getting to try out the in-flight video games.
There's in-flight video games?
The last time I was on an international flight, there was.
That's funny.
Not it's not like Final Fantasy. It's not,
Yes, I would figure.
But
that would be a high-tech flight.
Maybe I'll write a review. Just for the heck of it.
Why not? Go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like, going to the Ghibli Museum is, in some ways, video game related.
Yeah.
With Ni no Kuni.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. That's true. Fair enough.
Not just because it's, like, animated on a screen.
I know, I thought that was what you were going for. I was gonna roll with it, and I was like, what? What? Where's my Kiki's delivery service video game, honestly, though?
Seriously, that would be good. I could get behind that. We're also going to, like, the Pokemon Center, right?
Right, yeah. That one's in Osaka, right? Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the live Pokemon that you can catch in Japan, right?
Yeah, the real ones.
Right? That's how we're going, right?
Yeah, we're going to catch Pokemon. We've got to catch them all, You know how it is.
That's my destiny.
That is how the song goes.
Yeah. I feel like there's gonna be more things, and of course.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Follow our social media. I'm sure you'll see any things that we see. Everything keeps telling me to do the Mario Kart go-kart thing through the city, and I keep being like, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that, I think.
I'll take a hard pass. If the trains don't say, Shibuya, this is Shibuya, when I get out, what's even the point?
It's true. I'm sure they will. I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
Yeah. If I don't... Oh, I was about to drop a major Kingdom Hearts spoiler, so I won't do that. If I don't see that character sitting on the roof...
Oh my god, no.
If nobody challenges me to a battle of Tin Pin Slammer...
Oh my gosh. It's too bad. That was hip and in style in like 2007 when the game came out, but lately they've moved on to gummy phone games.
Well, I thought for a minute you were like being real. I was like, is Tin Pin real?
No. As far as I'm aware, it's not real. But if somebody out there has like a avid Tin Pin league, please let us know, because
we'd love to come see.
We'd love to come talk to you. Yeah.
So those are a bunch of... Anyway, if you have suggestions for video game related or not things to do in Japan, drop us a line on the contact page on our website or at talktous@talkthispodcast.com. We've pretty much got our itinerary set, but that can always change. If someone's like, you have to go... I mean, one thing we're disappointed to miss, of course, is the My Hero Academia stage show.
Yeah, we're honestly like
right
crushed.
Now.
I'm crushed that we're missing it.
Are you
honestly.
Really?
No, I'm not.
I didn't think so. I was like, uh-oh.
It would have been a heck of fun, though. It would have been so silly.
Yeah, it really would have been.
Yeah, so that's our episode, right?
Yeah. What a casual way to be like, alright. It's like we're at a party. It's like you're hosting a party and you're like, well, it's 11 o'clock, right?
What a passive-aggressive way to end a party. Anyway.
Well, that's our episode, right? So, take out your headphones now. Got stuff to do.
Next week we're talking about some games.
Yeah.
There'll be games.
Yeah. Next week we'll probably also talk about a little at the end what the show schedule is going to look like while we're in Japan.
Yeah.
Because... Don't worry, Talk This Podcast will continue to roll on its regular schedule, but the programming might be just a little bit different. Just a tiny bit.
Just a tad.
Although I suppose, like, we do get back here on a Saturday, so we could try to...
You know what? I have to buy a train ticket back from New York.
Just move in.
That was a good reminder, actually. I didn't think about that.
Good. Let's just continue to go through our to-do lists.
Nope. Anyway, that's the episode. Thank you for listening. Tune back in next week. Again, where we're talking about some games. If you want to know what games, you can look into this episode's blog post, because I usually stick them at the end. And yeah, until then, we hope that you have a royal week.